This compilation showcases 3 jaw-dropping cases where arrogance and intoxication collided with law enforcement, leading to arrests that left everyone shaking their heads. From disorderly bar patrons to reckless drivers, these stories are a stark reminder that no one is above the law. It was late Saturday night, and what started as a routine call to a local bar quickly grew into a shocking display of arrogance, entitlement, and poor decision-making. Officers were dispatched to the scene after reports of a woman causing a disturbance. What unfolded next was a wild series of events that escalated from defiance to outright chaos.
Joke. I've done nothing but actually sit here and give you everything.
Collision rod. There's a deal. You just can't go back here.
No, it's actual bull. I've done nothing.
Okay.
Like, I've actually done nothing.
Okay. If someone's at your house, are you allowed to tell them to leave your house?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it is.
When officers arrived, the bar's security explained that the woman, heavily intoxicated, had been causing issues for hours. The bartenders had refused to serve her, prompting her to sit outside the bar in protest. Despite being told multiple times to leave the premises, she continued to argue and refused to comply.
He says the bartenders are not going to serve her. They feel like she's had too much to drink.
Okay.
And they want her to leave.
Okay.
But because she was so intoxicated, I told her to have a seat right there.
Please arrest me for what I've done.
I told her to have a seat right there until she's sober. I'll offer her.
The bouncer told the police she'd been there for over 2 hours. He said they initially didn't want to call the cops, but she left them with no choice.
I've been sitting on here for over 20 minutes, so what's your point?
So she's been out here for about 2 hours, trying to sneak in, refusing to leave, and I've told her several times, like, my next step for you is to call local law enforcement. That's not what I want to do.
No one's sneaking in.
The woman, indignant and slurring her words, denied any wrongdoing. She insisted she never tried to sneak back in and that the bouncer wasn't being honest with his claims.
Never snuck in. Everything's been done out here. You're a f***ing liar.
What's your name? Do you have an ID?
I've actually given you everything.
I'm going to actually go inside and get the guy she had.
Oh, please do.
Ma'am, sir, I don't need that. I'm
Yeah,
just making
you're
a
a joke.
Do you have an ID?
Honestly, this is...
Officers tried to calm her down, explaining that the bar had every right to refuse her service and ask her to leave. But her entitlement flared up. She brought up her connection to law enforcement, saying she has family in the police force, as if that would shield her from consequences.
Alright, where's your friend coming from?
Listen, Lucy,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. I don't even know why you're talking to me.
Because I gotta make sure you get home safely. You've been drinking
Yeah,
and
I
walking
know.
around and stuff because there's cars and
No,
stuff.
I actually understand why you're talking to me. I have family who's in law enforcement.
The officers remained professional, attempting to find her a safe way home, but she responded with sarcasm and hostility. When they asked her if she came to the bar alone or with friends, she snapped, growing angrier by the second.
Were you there by yourself or with friends?
Doesn't matter.
I'm having a conversation with you, that's all.
I know. Thank you.
The officers urged her to focus on leaving safely, but she refused, saying the officers were just looking for reasons to fault her when she's done nothing wrong.
Listen, you just can't go back there for a year, okay?
It's fine. I don't actually go there, so it's
I
fine.
don't either.
If you guys want to put something against me, and I haven't done I haven't done anything to anyone,
I'm just
so...
putting it.
While the officers stood with her, her behavior grew increasingly erratic. She pointed to patrons in the parking lot and accused them of mocking her. She snapped at the officers for allowing the patrons to taunt her and get away with it.
Bro, f***ing say something? Like, literally
Okay,
say... No.
This is what's gonna bring you to jail is by mouthing off.
Well, oh, really? My mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, they want to wave.
Huh? They're allowed
Oh,
to
but
wave, yes.
you're okay with letting them do that?
Waving, yes.
Okay.
They can wave.
The cops told her to wave back at the people mocking her because that's the best thing to at the moment, and that she has to choose between enduring their taunts or going home. But she was having none of it.
Wave all you want.
So you're telling me that you as a grown man would never sit here and let someone mock you?
Would I appreciate it? No.
Okay, then what the fuck would you... It doesn't matter.
I'd get a ride home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be where someone does not want me.
The situation got more tense when one of the officers decided he's had enough of irritating attitude. While he was talking some sense into her head, she began hurling insults, waving her arms, and accusing them of targeting her unfairly.
This is the same call
Months.
that they're calling about?
No.
What are you talking about? I haven't been out in months.
I was sitting out there working the other call, and some lady comes up. She's like,
I've been sober for 2 months.
There's a lady at
I've been
Cafe
sober
Market.
for 2
I'm not
months.
talking. You shut your mouth.
Well, then don't ever talk to me like that because I've been sober for 2 months and I've worked hard for that. So don't do that to
Her defiance hit its peak when she decided to hit the other officer. She actively resisting the cops' attempts to place her under arrest. She thrashed and screamed, demanding to know what she had done wrong, even as she was restrained.
I could tell. She said there's a lady outside with white.
You're in jail now.
Why? Why? Stop. What are you doing?
As she was being cuffed, she pleaded as her tears mixed with fury. She didn't believe she would get arrested for passing her aggression and frustration to the policeman.
What are you doing?
Stop resisting, or you're going to get another charge.
Why? Can you stop for a second? What the f have I done? Please stop. Please. Wait.
Just grab her right hand.
Wait. Can you talk to me? Can you please talk to me?
The officers, now with her safely secured, explained that she was under arrest for disorderly intoxication. She continued to beg and demand answers, her protests echoing through the night.
Next thing I do is I make you get into the car. Put your feet into the car.
I haven't done anything to you. I haven't done anything to you.
So like I was telling you, there was a young lady that came up to me at Harper's who said it was a white female was acting like an a-hole
That's like a referee.
in a striped shirt outside of Cafe Martier. You got somebody from the point.
As she sat in the patrol car, the weight of her actions began to set in. Witnesses provided statements, confirming that her behavior had been disruptive and inappropriate. One patron even approached an officer earlier in the evening to report her erratic conduct.
Harper's, who said it was a white female was acting like an a-hole
That's like a referee.
in a striped shirt outside of Cafe Martier. You got somebody from the point.
Ultimately, she was charged with disorderly intoxication and required to complete a substance abuse course, write an apology letter, and pay $320 in fines. It was supposed to be a quiet evening in a serene neighborhood, but on February 21, 2022, chaos erupted when deputies responded to reports of a Tesla driving recklessly. What followed was a dramatic sequence of events involving high-speed chases, resistance, and a stark clash between entitlement and reality.
No, this is what happens when you flee and then you kick me.
I didn't flee and I didn't kick you.
So those lights and sirens mean nothing? We're just out
Can
here?
I call my father?
No.
He owns the island.
The incident began when deputies spotted the Tesla in question, parked at a stop sign. Flashing lights and sirens signaled the driver to pull over. However, the driver had other plans.
11, I'll be out with the Tesla on North Bahama Drive. Hey! Hey!
As the officers approached, the driver, 24-year-old Stephanie, rolled up her window and sped off into the night. Deputy radios lit up with the alert. Tesla just took off.
11, Tesla just took off.
Stephanie weaved through the quiet streets at nearly 60 mph, ignoring stop signs and putting lives at risk. The deputies finally caught up with her when she stopped again.
Turn off the vehicle! Turn off the vehicle!
The policeman tread with caution, holding his taser gun as he ordered her to turn off her vehicle. While he ordered her to show her hands and stay in the car, he requested for backup over the radio.
Don't move! Turn off the vehicle! We're the stop sign on the corner of Indies Drive and Jamaican Street. Why are you running from me? Why are you running? Don't get out of it! Stay in the f***ing vehicle right now!
Rather than following the officer's orders, the young lady stepped out of her vehicle. She didn't seem fazed by the cop's orders or his pointed taser gun.
Hold it! Stay in the f***ing vehicle!
No, honestly, why?
511, she's getting out.
What is all this?
Come here! Come here! Stand in front of my f***ing patrol vehicle right now! Right now! Ma'am!
The nonchalant demeanor shocked the policeman as she stood there asking him what he's accusing her of. He ordered her to walk towards him, but she didn't have a care in the world.
Sorry, what are you accusing me of?
Ma'am,
Yeah?
you need to come over here right now.
Why?
Because I'm telling you to. You're running from me.
I did not. I'm right here.
Yeah, now you are.
The officer kept warning her to comply with his orders, but his words fell to deaf ears. Just when you thought she couldn't do anything crazier than she's done, she hopped back into her car and was about to zoom off again.
What do you mean?
Do you need me to pepper spray you? You need to get over here right now.
For what?
Turn around!
For what?
511, she's refusing to comply. Hey! Get out of the vehicle!
You got me.
At this point, the cop is forced to run to her car before she speeds off again, but she sped off again anyway.
God, bro. I own this.
Actively resisting. Get out of the Get out of the vehicle! She's taking off!
He catches up with her again after chasing after her for miles. This time she stepped out of the vehicle but was on the phone with her dad. Without hesitation, the officer made the move to cuff her hands, but her defiance escalated as she resisted.
Yeah. Turn off the vehicle! Sheriff's office!
Dude, I don't know. The police just stopped me over. Oh my God, Dad! They're arresting
Stop
me!
resisting!
Even after being handcuffed, she fought back, kicking and thrashing as the deputy struggled to secure her. She yelled for her dad as her voice was laced with entitlement and disbelief.
What the hell, dude? What are you doing?
Don't resist.
What are you doing, dude? You didn't even know me. Dad, they're arresting me.
Stop resisting!
Dad! Dad!
The officer, unfazed, continued his work. Soon, a female cop joined him and together they cuff her properly. But the young lady kept kicking them and screaming for her dad, as if he would appear out of nowhere to save her.
Why? My dad is in the car. Why are you doing this?
Okay, let go of your phone.
No, I'm not. My dad is on the phone. And he's...
Hey!
Hey!
You are not gonna kick me! This is not okay!
As Stephanie was pinned to the ground by both officers, the extent of her reckless behavior came to light. Deputies recounted her dangerous driving, running stop signs, nearly hitting pedestrians, and speeding through residential areas.
You good?
Yeah. Okay. We're right here. I go up to try to walk up to her. She sees me. She takes off. I'm throwing my lights. Starts speeding like 60 miles an hour through the neighborhood. And she took off again.
Oh, I'm face.
Meanwhile, Stephanie continued to insist on calling her father. She demanded that she won't comply with the cops until her dad gets there. The young woman remained defiant, refusing to take responsibility for her actions.
And you can release the air.
Call my father.
I'm not calling your dad.
Then what are you
How
gonna
old
do?
are you? How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, 24, we don't need to call your dad.
Yeah, you're right. And you're not gonna take me in either.
Get down!
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Still stressed by the cat and mouse chase, the deputy reminded Stephanie that she could have killed someone, but her reply was beyond shocking.
I think you know you.
Dad's gonna come right here.
You could have killed someone.
Yes, you could
Yeah, I
have.
could have killed you too, but you're alive, right?
Okay.
And my dad's gonna be here right now to tell you for...
So
Listen, until you slow your ass down,
Can you
and
just
you
talk to my dad?
With 4 officers on the scene, you would expect the young woman to behave herself. But no, she tries to break free again.
2 counts of fleeing and eluding.
Please.
I know, that's where it was.
Oh, you are not doing this.
You're lucky I didn't tase you, I swear.
Although it's obvious that she's intoxicated, the cops asked her if she would like to take a field sobriety test, but she objected.
What? Are you going to do field sobriety exercises to determine if you are under the influence or not?
I'm not under
Ma'am.
You're not taking her out of handcuffs.
Ma'am.
She's gonna fight.
Ma'am,
I'm not under the
Ma'am,
influence,
listen to me.
dude. My parents
Do you-
have 3 houses here.
I suspect that you are under the
I was
influence.
When her father finally got to the scene, he delivered a sobering message. He told her to calm down and listen to the cops. Also, he added that she made some bad decisions, and now she has to face the consequences.
And now the way you've acted, you've gotten yourself in a deep hole, and they're going to take you to jail. You're going to have to calm down.
Huh? She went to the floor.
There's nothing I can do.
Just see why I am.
Calm down. I'll get down there and see you when I can. I'll try to get down there.
Despite her father's attempts to reason with her, Stephanie remained defiant, repeatedly asking why she was being arrested. The officers explained her crimes and assured her she's going to jail.
Lean forward. Lean forward.
Dad!
Stephanie was charged with multiple offenses, including reckless driving, fleeing law enforcement, and resisting arrest with violence. In court, she ultimately pleaded no contest to the DUI and resisting charges, receiving probation as part of her sentence. It was a quiet evening in Lee County, New Mexico, until a reckless driving report set the stage for a tense and dramatic series of events. The suspect, 30-year-old Desiree Ortega, driving her law enforcement partner's car while allegedly intoxicated, with her baby in the back seat.
Black one. Yeah.
Ready?
Do what?
Yeah, you guys step out now, okay?
Because I can't reach.
We'll step out.
This wasn't just any DUI stop. The connections, the conflict, and the chaos that unfolded would have anyone shaking their head in disbelief.
It was a black SUV with that license plate number. So the vehicle was parked right here. Okay. So I parked down there by the Key Energy to try to see the vehicle pull out so I can get observation of the vehicle because we had a caller that didn't want contact. So at that time,
around 7 p.m., officers received a tip about a black SUV driving erratically. A deputy, stationed nearby, waited for the vehicle to move. Soon enough, Desiree's SUV emerged, swerving onto the curb and nearly smashing into a fence.
Somebody said that it may be a conflict for us. And then at that time, my mod pulled up next to her. She took off driving, went southbound, and then kind of hit the curb real hard, almost hitting that fence. And then a mod blocked her in.
The deputy, joined by another officer, boxed her in to prevent further danger. As he approached the vehicle, the strong scent of alcohol filled the air.
And that's when I pulled up next to her. First thing I could smell is the strong odor of alcohol emitting from inside the vehicle.
Inside, Desiree refused to cooperate. She declared that she wasn't coming out of the car, forcing deputies to physically remove her. To their shock, an infant was strapped in the back seat.
I told her, because last time we got an internal altercation with her, she refused to get out of the car for like 30 minutes. I told her, due to there being people there, you need to get out of the car. She's like, I'm not getting out. So at that time, I pulled her out. She kind of fought with us a little bit, and she was placed in the handcuffs. There was an infant inside the car.
This wasn't just another routine stop. Officers quickly realized Desiree was romantically linked to Sergeant White, a fellow member of law enforcement. While that connection added tension, it didn't stop the deputies from doing their job.
Okay, so she's in cuffs right now. Obviously, it's a conflict for us because it's Sergeant White's girlfriend, wife, I don't know. Significant other, I don't know.
With the child handed over to the grandmother for safekeeping, Desiree's focus shifted to avoiding consequences. She became increasingly uncooperative, refusing breathalyzer tests and questioning every instruction.
At the time all this happened, Grandma has the child now. Officer Olenek is running the grandma through Sky to make sure that the child can get released to Grandma.
Back in the patrol car, Desiree oscillated between defiance and desperation. Deputies attempted to administer sobriety tests, but Desiree was resistant at every turn.
I can clearly smell that you were drinking. I don't know your whole situation. I don't know what's going on, but I just wanted to ask you, do you want to submit to some tests to see if you're fit to drive? What was that? No? Okay. Okay, that's fine.
A deputy noticed a bag full of alcohol in the front seat of the SUV while examining the vehicle. So even without taking the sobriety test, it's certain she drove under the influence.
You good now? I'm good.
What did she say was implied consent? She refused?
She refused. The implied consent, she said yes.
Officers explained the stakes. Refusing a breathalyzer could lead to harsher penalties, including a suspended license. Yet, she refused to comply. The deputies, now out of patience, informed her of the legal repercussions of her choices.
Oh, I have to tell you, I cannot force you to take our test, but if you refuse, you will lose your New Mexico driver's license or non-residential operating privilege for 1 year. If you are convicted in court of driving while under the influence, you may also receive a greater sentence because you refuse to take the test. Do you understand?
Eventually, she takes the breathalyzer test, but she was persuaded by different officers before she agreed to do so.
Breathe in real big. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. All right, give it a second. It's going to ask for a second sample.
I cannot lose my...
Okay, we got one more test.
At the station, Desiree finally submitted to a breathalyzer. The results were staggering. A blood alcohol level of 0.36, over 4 times the legal limit. Meanwhile, Sergeant White provided his account of the night. He'd been tracking Desiree's phone, concerned about her erratic behavior and failure to pick up her child from football practice.
I was coming this way, I was tracking her phone because she was supposed to go get her son from football practice. I was already at home. I picked up my kid from Houston. I'm tracking her, and I'm like, where are you at? She said she was on Joe Harvey. I was like, well, you need to get over there and get your son.
He claimed he asked her if she'd been drinking, but she didn't answer. When he learned deputies had stopped his vehicle, his focus turned to ensuring the baby's safety.
So she wasn't responding. I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, she was on the phone, but she wasn't saying anything. Well, I asked her, have you been drinking? She didn't say nothing. I was like, okay. Tracking the phone. I hear a call come out, and they described my car. I don't know my 28, but I know my car.
Sergeant White explained that he ran up, opened the door, and took the baby out. Also, he described how he handed the child to Desiree's mother before stepping back to let officers handle the situation.
I didn't say a word to her. I ran around the other side because I could see the baby's feet. So I'm trying to think before she gets the conscious effort to try to put this car back in drive or turn it on. I run around, I grab the baby. And then I ran right up to her mom, and I was like, take the baby. Olenek rolls up. He was like, Sarge, we got it. I said, please deal with that.
Desiree faced a litany of charges. These included aggravated DUI, child abuse, battery on a police officer, resisting arrest, reckless driving, and open container violations. Her refusal to cooperate and erratic behavior only deepened her legal troubles. The incident ended with Desiree being booked into jail and her baby safely with family. For Desiree, the consequences of that night would extend far beyond a court date. It was a sobering reminder of how poor decisions, especially involving alcohol and driving, can have far-reaching effects.
Hi, she's a cutie. Oh my God, my heart is breaking. Is that your daughter?
Yes.
Is she okay? Do you know,
depressed and drinking to drown out whatever, I don't know what to do,